Have you suddenly noticed anxiety, stubborn weight, belly fat, or hair thinning like it came out of nowhere? You're doing everything the same workouts, same diet, but your jeans just feel tighter. And if you have coffee after 2 p.m., you're up tossing and turning all night. You're not imagining it. It's frustrating, but it's not just you. And it's not your fault. A recent Stanford study revealed this shocking fact. Our bodies go through 2 major biological drop-offs that most of us never see coming. Hi, I'm Fenella from the LUMEBOX, graduate from Stanford University with a Master's of Science. I have a deep passion for all things red light therapy. So I'm here to help you understand the science and turn it into everyday health. And in this video, we're diving deep into what that Stanford study revealed, why it matters especially if you're over 40, and how this new insight can support more vibrant, steady energy, and how to finally start seeing changes on the scale and in body composition. Now, most of us grow up thinking growing old is this slow, gentle slope, drifting towards more fatigue, less muscle tone, maybe a few more fine lines. But what if it doesn't happen like that? A research team at Stanford, my alma mater, recently analyzed over 135,000 biological markers across people aged 25 to 75. And what they found surprised even the researchers. Oh no, the body doesn't just steadily decline. Instead, there are 2 sharp drop-offs when the body goes through major changes. Now, one is in our mid-40s, the other is around age 60. In the study, the first drop appeared to be when we start asking questions like, why does my body seem to hold on to fat differently than it used to? Why does my coffee make me jittery now? Why do my workouts feel harder and less effective? Or even, why does my skin feel like it's lost its bounce? 15 years later, the second drop hit. This is when people are more likely to experience reduced immune function. You could catch a cold more easily, for example, less regulated blood sugar, slower recovery, and inflammation you can't just shake off. If you're about to hit one of these ages, or maybe you already have, don't accept these shifts as your fate just yet. You're not broken, and your body can be supported through them. I'll share more on that later in the video. But to understand how to support our body, we need to understand why we're experiencing these shifts in the first place. To answer that, we have to zoom right in to the part of our cells responsible for making energy, the mitochondria. Mitochondria are these tiny engines inside every cell. But when our mitochondria start to slow down, we feel it in the form of lower energy, brain fog, poor blood sugar control. Yes, this is because mitochondria is where the food we eat get turned into energy. You feel more inflammation, slower recovery, which means more aches and pains too. And don't forget slower wound healing or dull, saggy skin. So you're somewhere in this window of 30 to 70. Maybe you've already experienced this shift, maybe 2. If the latter is the case, don't give up yet. The hacks I'm about to share are here for you too. It's time to create a new energy protocol to work with your body's shifting needs. First up, strength training. As we go through life, we naturally lose muscle mass. After 30, we're losing muscle by about 3 to 8% per decade. That percentage is even higher after we hit 60. But here's something especially women confuse all the time. Muscle isn't just for bulk, and you don't have to look bulky to feel the benefits of being strong. Now, muscle is a blood glucose sink. It's the metabolic powerhouse in our body. The less muscle we have, the poorer our metabolic health, which means poor blood sugar control. Then, without muscle, we're also weaker, but it also means less mobility, which may increase our risks of falls and fractures. A 2019 meta-analysis of over 50,000 adults over 65 found that sarcopenia, the loss of muscle as we age, was associated with up to 1.9 times higher odds of falls, and around 1.8 times higher odds of fractures compared to those without sarcopenia. So the solution? Lift weights 2 to 3 times per week. And if you're totally new, start slow and low with body weight and gradually build up safely. Plus, muscle doesn't just move us. It protects our brains too. In a cross-sectional study of over 50,000 adults, poor lower body strength and mobility were linked to up to about 3 times higher odds of cognitive decline. Think slower memory, attention, and processing speed. And what's crazy is that muscle mass alone wasn't nearly as predictive. So it's not just about having more muscle, but it's more important to get into the gym and get stronger muscles too. By the way, tip number 3 is the secret weapon you're going to need if you're serious about strength training. Keep watching, you'll want that one in your toolbox. Next up, protein and fiber-rich meals. Not sexy, but powerful. Protein gives your body the raw materials it needs to recover, repair, and support hormonal shifts throughout the day, the month, and even the years. A study in the journal Nutrients suggested that for older adults who also do resistance training, a daily intake of 1 to 1.3 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight is ideal. So, for example, a 60 kilogram adult, that's 60 to 78 grams of protein per day, on average about 23 grams per meal. So where can you get it? Well, animal sources like meat, fish, and eggs are great sources, providing ideal ratios of essential amino acids. But if you don't eat meat, there are other options out there. I like to throw in 6 ounces of plain Greek yogurt, which can provide about 15 to 20 grams of protein, or 1 cup of cooked lentils, which has about 18 grams of protein in it. Protein can help us stay full for longer, support blood sugar balance, but to maximize its benefits, don't miss pairing it with fiber. Fiber is what feeds your gut microbes, which is essential for proper digestion. But not just this. When your gut is in good shape, everything works better, from blood sugar balance to inflammation control, especially when fiber comes from antioxidant-rich fruits and veggies. Plus, that study I showed earlier showed that our gut microbiome changes dramatically during these 2 midlife shifts. So keeping your gut in check with enough fiber is even more important. Now, we hear diet and exercise all the time, but some people have started to add a third layer to this. Something that takes as little as 6 minutes per day, is super easy and really enjoyable, and that's red light therapy. Over the past few decades, thousands of peer-reviewed studies have explored how red and near-infrared light interact with the mitochondria, and what they found is that specific wavelengths of light may help the mitochondria produce ATP. ATP is our body's energy currency. So when people report feeling more energized, experiencing improvements in skin, reduced joint and muscle pain, and even better rest, it's not just internet wellness hype. It's because by using red light therapy, these people are literally nudging their mitochondria to work more efficiently, that all of our cells need to function at their best. And it's backed by science. This early study found something really interesting. Shining red light to the upper back of healthy volunteers for 10 minutes led to over a 27% reduction in blood sugar levels after glucose was consumed. Now, of course, it's preliminary and we need more research, but it makes sense when you think about it. Mitochondria turn food into energy, and if red light helps them work better, that could support better blood sugar control too. There's also some early research on red light therapy in the brain, like this wild pilot study, where researchers treated 21 patients with major depressive disorder, shining near-infrared light to the prefrontal cortex twice a week for 8 weeks. What they saw was up to a 15-point drop on the Hamilton Depression Rating Scale, where higher scores on that scale equal more severe depression. There's also been a huge number of studies on skin, pain, and inflammation too, like this randomized control study that shone red and infrared light to one side of the face in 76 people. And doing this led to a 36% reduction in wrinkle severity. See here in the images. Or this study on 50 people with osteoarthritis who used red and near-infrared light on their knee for 15 minutes twice daily for 10 days. What did they experience? A 50% reduction in pain in the red light therapy groups, with no significant change in the placebo group. Oh, and if you're getting serious about strength training, like I mentioned before, red light therapy is your perfect companion for this. Studies show it not only helps you push out more reps, but it also cuts down on that post-workout soreness, so you can recover faster and get back to your workout sooner. Who doesn't want that? And the best part, you don't have to do anything while you're using it, if you don't want to. Use it on your face while drinking morning coffee, lift joints throughout the workday, or add it into your bedtime routine while reading a book. Personally, I use it during all of these examples, especially for pain and niggles that pop up throughout the day. And I will say, if you're navigating those 40s or 60s energy dips, red light therapy might be the missing piece that you can start today. By the way, if you've been in the market for a quality red light therapy device, because quality does matter more than you think, we're offering $260 off the LUMEBOX. Just use the code 23LBYT. That's 23LBYT. Or click the link in the caption below. I want to share this device with you in particular because the device is third-party tested to emit the right wavelengths and irradiance that is studied in the research. Plus, it's registered with the FDA and complies with IEC safety standards for irradiance, EMF, and optical light safety. So, if you've been feeling like your body literally changed overnight, like your energy's been unpredictable, your focus is fading faster, or you're just not recovering like you used to, you're not alone, and there are strategies to feel better. There are real measurable shifts that happen in the body after 40, but that doesn't mean this decline is inevitable. This is just your body saying, hey, I need a different kind of support now. And red-eye therapy might be one of the simplest, most science-aligned ways to meet that. You know, so many of our customers call LUMEBOX their perimenopause BFF because it helps them with everything from skin to joints to recovery, and even getting the most out of that strength training session. If that idea resonates with you, hit that like button, drop a comment if you've been feeling these shifts yourself, and subscribe for what's coming next. See you in the next one.